Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I hope you all are doing well. It's your chemistry lecture, and today we are going to see that how the global warming is increasing day by day and what are the causes. What are the gases that are playing the role to increase the global warming, and what are the steps that can be taken to reduce the global warming. Okay, as we have discussed about air pollutants, how these air pollutants are released in the air, and what are the effects of these air pollutants on living organisms and non-living organisms. So today we'll discuss about global warming. Global warming mostly is caused by the carbon dioxide, and we have discussed that our air contains 0.03% of carbon. The percentage of different gases in air is different. Nitrogen is the most abundant gas, that is 78% in your air. Oxygen is 21%, and the other gases are 1%. And out of these 1% gases, carbon dioxide is 0.03%. So, atmosphere contains 0.03% of carbon dioxide, and it represents a huge reservoir of carbon. That how carbon is added to the environment and how it is removed. This process that involves the release of carbon dioxide and then taken up by different organism or by absorbed by different oceans, this cycle is called carbon cycle. So carbon cycle can be defined is the mechanism that maintains the level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. There are so many sources of carbon dioxide. There are so many things that produce carbon dioxide, release carbon dioxide into the environment, and some of the processes that are using the carbon dioxide. This is carbon cycle. How carbon dioxide is being produced? It is produced by dead organisms. It is produced in the process of respiration, plant respiration, animal respiration, and it is released as pollutant by the combustion of fuels and decay and bacterial decomposition. Combustion of fuel, carbon dioxide is released when there is complete combustion of fuel. You people should not forget about the complete and incomplete combustion of fuel. Okay, these are the processes that add carbon dioxide into the environment. And there are some processes that use carbon dioxide, like photosynthesis, and carbon dioxide is also taken up by the ocean water. It is taken up by ocean. Clear? So, if the atmosphere is to maintain a constant amount of carbon dioxide, then the rate that carbon dioxide is removed from the atmosphere must be balanced by the rate that the gas is returned to the atmosphere. The rate at which the carbon dioxide is released in the atmosphere must be equal to the rate that how the gas is being used, because we have to maintain the carbon cycle. It's not like it is acting as air pollutant or it is just causing the global warming, but it is very important for the plants because plants carry out photosynthesis by using carbon dioxide. So first we'll discuss the sources that release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. First process is respiration. Respiration, you know how we can define respiration, is the breakdown of food in the presence of oxygen. When the food breaks in the presence of oxygen, carbon dioxide and water is produced. Let's say the sugar is, if the food is glucose, glucose is C6H12O6. And when it breaks in the presence of oxygen, the products that we will get are carbon dioxide and water. So carbon dioxide is produced in this process of respiration. Add carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. All living organisms respire. Respiration converts glucose in the food we eat into carbon dioxide and water, and energy is released during respiration. During the process of respiration, energy is released. When energy is released, the process is exothermic. So respiration is an exothermic process. Respiration is an exothermic process. And what is the name of process that is reverse of respiration? It's photosynthesis. Photosynthesis needs energy, so it is endothermic process. Clear? Second activity or method that add carbon dioxide to atmosphere is combustion of fuels. And you know that we have discussed in details about the combustion of fuel. When there is complete combustion of fuel, let's say it's CH4 or any alkane, it burns in the presence of oxygen. It leads to the formation of carbon dioxide, water. I'll write the product there. It will give us carbon dioxide plus water and energy. So energy is released again in the process of combustion of fuels. It is exothermic process, and it is adding carbon dioxide to the environment. Most fuels such as coal, petroleum or natural gas contain both carbon and hydrogen because they are hydrocarbons. Any compound having hydrogen and carbon belongs to hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons are the family in which carbon and hydrogen are present. Other elements can also be present, but the most importantly carbon and hydrogen are present because they are hydrocarbons. So these natural gas and petroleum coal, they contain both carbon and hydrogen. When we burn these fuels, carbon dioxide and water are produced, and energy is released. So this process is exothermic. Third point is decay and bacterial decomposition. Dead animals and plants decay. Bacteria break down the carbon compounds in them, and carbon dioxide is produced in the process. In the process of decomposition, when decomposers like bacteria or fungi, they decompose the dead organisms. In the process of decomposition, carbon dioxide is produced. So they are adding carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. Next are some processes that how we can remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. There are two processes, photosynthesis and ocean uptake. You know about photosynthesis is a process in which plants convert carbon dioxide and water into food and oxygen in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Clear? So what do they need? They need carbon dioxide, water, sunlight and chlorophyll. Because they need energy in the form of sunlight, this process is endothermic process. And the equation for photosynthesis, reaction of carbon dioxide with water, glucose and oxygen are obtained. Process of photosynthesis is reverse of respiration. Respiration is exothermic, photosynthesis is endothermic process. Clear? Next is the process that remove carbon dioxide from atmosphere is ocean uptake. The world's oceans serve as massive sink that traps carbon dioxide because you know that there is also aquatic life in seas. So that aquatic life, there are some green plants as well who have to prepare their food. So to prepare their food, they need carbon dioxide. So when they need carbon dioxide, that carbon dioxide is provided to them through that water. So much of the dissolved carbon dioxide in the ocean is used by plants and marine organisms. For example, plant used in the photosynthesis, and most of it is eventually converted into calcium carbonate in the form of shells and skeleton of marine organisms. And over the time, the shells and the skeleton of that organism settle on the seabed to form limestone. Okay? So two processes that involve to remove the carbon dioxide, photosynthesis and ocean uptake. Three processes that involve the that add carbon dioxide to atmosphere: respiration, combustion of fuels, and uh, decay and bacterial decomposition. Okay, you have to learn this topic, that how global warming is taking place. You already have watched the video about global warming, how the gases that are involved, how they are increasing the global warming. Okay, it's all for your today's lesson. Allah Hafiz.